Hello, this is John Melendez, and this is another example of how to find the standard of deviation, the variance, and the range. Number one, we want to find the range. So the way to do that is we go to our calculator, we turn it on, we go to Stat and Edit, we enter the numbers. Now the numbers were entered here, and after that we sort them from least to greatest. Our lowest number is going to be 0. Our highest number is going to be 386. 386 minus 0 is 386, which gives you the answer. The range of the sample data is 386. Now the next thing we want is the variance. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to Stat and Calc and one variable stats and second one for L1. We're going to press enter and we have our information here. Okay, so now what we can do is we have to find the standard of deviation. Because it says for the sample we're looking at the S of x. So it's going to be 106. So it's going to be 106.1960451, and then we're going to square it and press enter. So we get 11,277.6 because it's rounded to one decimal place. So the answer, I'm going to write this down, is 11,277.6. So I'm going to enter that right there. Okay, so it's 11,277.6. Okay, so now we have this one. Now the next thing we want is the standard of deviation. Well, the standard deviation is the one that we had right here. Its S of x is 106. 106. We want it to one decimal place. So it's going to be 106.2. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and write 106.2. Okay, so we check answer and it's okay. Now these types of questions, the last parts, are just, it's more of a concept question, and sometimes they do not make as much sense. But let's look at this one. Is the lowest duration time unusual? Why or why not? Okay, now that is a good question. Now how do we do that? Well, what we want to do is find the standard of deviation, multiply it times 2, subtract it from the mean, and add it from the mean. Any number that's inside of that range is going to be unusual. I mean, it's going to be okay. Anything outside of that range is going to be unusual. So we're going to go ahead and look at those right here. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my Word document here to give you notes. Okay, so again, the question is going to be this. We need to find an interval, and the interval is going to be, first of all, the mean minus 2 times the standard of deviation, and then on the other side, the mean plus 2 times the standard of deviation. So now our mean is going to be, let's look at this. Our mean is, well, I'm going to do it again. Stat, calc, one variable stats, L1. Okay, so the mean is going to be 106, I'm sorry, it's 218.2 minus 2 times 106.196. Okay, so again, we're doing this. We're having the mean 218 minus, no, sorry, 218.2 minus 2 times 106.196. And then on the other side, we have 218.2. Okay, so plus 2 times, and then it's going to be 106.196. Okay, so we're going to have an interval right here. So let's look at this and let's calculate it. So we have the first one is going to be 218.2 minus 2 times 106.196. Press enter, you get 5.88 or 5.81. Okay, so the first number here is going to be 5.81. Let me make it into an interval notation here. So 5.81. Then our second one, the way we're going to have it is we're going to have 218.2 plus 2 times 106.196. We get 430.6. So 430.6. So we're going to have 430.6. Okay, so now that we have our interval, we need to just look and see if there's something that's outside of that, and that would be unusual. Okay, so look at 0. So 0, when you're looking at this decimal, see 0 is going to be outside of it. So 0 is going to be unusual. Now let's see if there's anything else. Doesn't look like there's anything else. So basically, is the lowest duration time unusual? Yes. Why? Because the lowest value in the data set is usually an outlier. No. Yes, because it is more than 2 standard deviations below the mean. Yes, that's the answer right there. And that gives us our answer right there. Okay.